Hi everybody, it's Corey and I am so excited to be doing this video. I have gotten so many questions about the Midori pretty much the whole time I've had it, and I noticed that with all the excitement around, there's a new Midori brand out there, the Foxy Dori, and I purchased one myself like a month or so ago. I love the Midori, and I know there's a lot of interest in it and how it works, because it is kind of it's a little tricky to wrap your mind around at first. I remember when I fell in love with it, it was a process. I had to figure it out, and again, I come back to the YouTube channel that kind of introduced it to me, which was Erin Joy. We know her as Hobby Lane on Instagram. And it was pretty much the first walkthrough I ever saw, page by page, of the Midori. And I just loved it. I thought it was so cool. And then when I actually got one, it was even cooler. So I would love for those of you who are, nervous about pulling the trigger, don't really understand the sizes and how they work and what accessories do. I am going to show you everything I own, and it's a lot, but I'm going to show you everything I own and kind of assemble some of the Midoris, and I'm going to show you some of the accessories so that you can really kind of get a better idea of how this would work for you and what kinds of things you can purchase to make your Midori awesome sauce. So I have one regular sized Midori, and I call it my stunt Dori because I don't actually use it. I didn't care for it. I didn't like the size, it turned out. So we had to break up, but I am using it here as an example so that you guys could see what a Midori really is. And really, in the big scheme of things, Midori is really just a rectangle of leather. It is, and it's poked, with a hole, and they put an elastic band through it, and on the inside you have an elastic series of little straps, and these guys are what hold what's called an insert inside of it. So if you didn't have this insert, let me show you. This particular Midori, this band is super tight, so it curls in like that, which doesn't make it less usable. It's just what happens when you take the books out. So I'm going to go ahead and slip that book back in so you can see it in its flattened state. So this is what would be considered a regular size Midori, and probably the most common size, and everyone I've ever seen, I guess in the beginning when I was first introduced to it, had this size. And that's what the classic brand, Midori brand, because it actually is a brand, that this is what their sizing is. So I actually have a little stack of inserts, and I'm just going to show this to you really quick. This is one of the reasons why we're not going to get along, is it does this. I have, let's see here, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 books in here, and they're peeking out, which I don't like. So I took one out and just left 4 in there. It's really close to the edge. That's 4. That's no accessories and nothing else there. Then if I stuck a pen in there, I'd be okay, right? And for a lot of people, this would totally be fine. That would not bother them in the least. But here is my problem. I am not most people, apparently. So I love to add tabs to my inserts, like so. And when you add tabs, they stick out a whole lot, and I don't like that. I don't know, it bugs me. They're constantly getting snagged and touched, and it just, watch, they're getting smushed. I don't like that. So that's why the regular size didn't work, and we barely knew each other. I mean, I ditched it really quick. So this guy is really just being used as a model right now. But I will say this, if anyone is interested in this real regular Midori, I do want him to have a good home. He does have a slight discoloration, but if you are really interested in him and you really want to give what I consider a misfit a home, I would certainly be happy to donate him. So please leave a comment below, and if there's multiple people who'd like to give him a home. I'll just pick someone at random, but I do want to go ahead and do that because he's just kind of sad and lonely hanging out over here. So back to our lesson. So that size didn't work for me, and what size does work for me is what is kind of generally referred to as a wide Midori. Foxy Dori calls hers a regular with extra room, I think is how she words hers. So I actually have I have 3 different brands here, so we can look at them together. So here are my 3, and you've probably seen a version of all of these on Instagram. So this is a Foxy Dori. This one is from the Chic Sparrow, and we call it a JenDori because Jennifer Harvey makes these. And then this one is a Happie Dori because Happy Scrappy on Instagram makes these. And the Happie Dori is made of like a vinyl that's been glued back to back. So it feels different. It's not leather, so it does feel different. It has these square edges. It is super bendy, but what makes it fun, and I know a lot of people like it for this reason, is one, it's reversible. So if you were to remove the elastic and just kind of switch it to this side, you would actually be able to turn it inside out and use the opposite side like that. She adds this little detail, which is a little heart charm too, which is really cute. But these, these do actually have some cool features. The fact that it's vinyl means that it's, it's easy to wipe off if you get something on it, and it doesn't scratch or stain the way that leather does. And for some people, that's kind of a benefit. It is less expensive than purchasing leather, so if you just wanted to have the features of a Midori but not make the investment, it's a really good one. It's fun. I mean, it is. I mean, wow, look, it's so bright. And she does have a really wide variety of colors and different types of vinyl. Some of them are patent, so they're super shiny. So it is an option if you want to test out a Midori style planner, but you're not ready to make a full commitment. Or you just like the colors, because those are fun too. So that's this one. This is the Chic Sparrow version, and she adds detailing. You can get 2 words stamped on your Midori, which is, I think, is a cool feature. I added this little plastic bead to this strap. It says special. I got this from Michael's. It's like a whole, probably like 100 beads in there that have different things on them, but I thought it made a really cool little charm. And one of her features that she offers is as an add-on, you can have this pin loop added to it. And I will tell you this, I actually bought 2 Midoris from her total. One of them I had the pen loop done and one I didn't. And I cannot tell you how much I regretted not having the pen loop put in the other one. I regretted it so much that I ended up mailing it back to her months later and asking her to add it, because it is so handy to have a built-in pen loop. And that thing is riveted. It's not going anywhere. And it's pretty generous. I've managed to fit most of the pens that I love using in it. So I'm going to show you that whole pen loop sizing issue so that you can get an idea. So that is the Chic Sparrow. And the leather is kind of stiff in the beginning, and it kind of softens over time. They're hand dyed, so they're, leather is an imperfect material. It does get scratched, it does get discolored. That's part of the charm of it. It's one of the reasons why people like the Midori in general, because it does look kind of battered and worn after a while. People like that kind of old, worn look to it. It shows it's traveled, and it's made a lot of trips. This little guy has actually made some journeys already. So that is that one. It's teal also, I think, is the color. And I think she's kind of changed her color spectrum since I purchased it. She actually has a much wider variety of colors than she did when I bought it. So this was one of the more exotic colors at the time when I purchased it, but I've been really happy with this one, very much so. So actually I'm gonna go ahead and strap that guy. So this is the Foxy Dori. The leathers are different. This is I think it's called an oak tan leather. It's very flexible, but not as flexible as a Happie Dori. So I think it's a really nice medium between the two. I added the little tassel, and I got this from a store on Etsy called Crafter's Retreat. I have been asked multiple times about these, and she has these in different colors, and I think, and I could be wrong, but I think you can actually also ask for the stone to be a certain color. But I will, again, I'll put links down below for everything that I'm talking about today so that you can hustle on over there and buy one. They are really cute. So here is the Foxy Dori, and it's got, this one's got a double strap, and I believe with Kelly's format, she lets you pick a lot of different customization options. So you actually can choose a charm. She has a little, it's an add-on that she has in her store, so you can have one added on. You can choose how many straps, I believe, go in here. And you can choose the width of your Dori, the size of it, and the color of it. So this is Paradise, which I happen to know is one of her most popular colors, and I can see why. It's absolutely beautiful. I didn't know that leather could look this gorgeous in blue. I wish you could see it in real life right now. But so we are going to use this as our model right now. And I'm going to show you why a regular size with extra room or a wider version is my preference and why it's so awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and take, these are inserts that I had in my original Midori, this one right here, that I had made when I first got them. I got all excited and I decorated a bunch of them, but I just wanted to show this to you really quick. So when it comes to these, they're way more secure inside. They're just peeking out, and I really love the fact that the colors look really cute with that. It looks really like candy colors. I'm okay with that amount showing, and there, if you notice, I don't know if you can tell if I hold it right. It's kind of hard to tell on camera. Can you see? Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. There's actually probably, I would say, about a ½ inch between where the inserts end and the edge of the book lies. That for me is the ideal spot, because then I know that I can add a pin in there. I can add extra books, because the wider, sorry, I'm not actually holding that where you could see it. The wider this little chunk of books is, the more the book has to expand, and when it expands, it's actually pulling back away from them. So the more width you have, the more books you can put inside, and that's a good thing. So I'm going to show you, using my little Dori here, I'm going to show you how you actually assemble one, and that's really where the magic lies. So the way this one is set up is you could technically put a book like so. You could put a book on each strap. And you know you'd have 2 books in there. You could totally do that. But I say, why have 2 books when you could have more books? So I learned this trick, and I believe I was watching a video by Jennifer Harvey, who has her own channel, on how you add additional books to your Midori with the help of some straps. And she could have been using it just regular rubber bands, I don't remember. So Midori brand on Amazon, you can buy these. They actually make these little rubber bands, and I lost the complete packaging, so all I have is the little demonstration on how you do it. But you get 2 black ones and 2 brown ones, and they basically look like a plain rubber band. So at first I was like, really? I just paid money for a rubber band? But the truth is that these are actually perfect. They give you just the right amount of tension. They were designed especially for the size of a, an insert book. So now I kind of see the point. I actually would purchase these again, because they are really super handy. So I'm going to go ahead and build my book. I'm going to actually put, just for demonstration purposes, I'm probably going to put 4 books in it and another accessory. So I have my 4 inserts. These are all regular sized. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and people do different things, okay? Some people grab the backs of the books and put them together like this. I don't. I kind of like them more secured. So I'm going to go ahead and find the middle of each insert. And you find the middle, in this case, with the staple. And this one's got the, it's strung in the middle with string here. And I'm going to take this strap and I'm going to loop it around both books all the way down to the base so it's nice and snug. You see it? Just like that. And then I'm going to pull them apart so they're nice. They're spine to spine, just like that. So there's one set. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that with another pair of books. I'm going to do them back to back like little buddies. I'm going to go ahead and grab another strap, and I'm going to loop it around and make it nice and snug on the bottom. There we go. So now I have 4 books sandwiched together. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide them under one of the straps only, just one, not both. So one of the elastics of the Dori is now going to be snuggled down the center of these, just like that. So when I pull this, they're all together. So that's one way of doing it. Now, the other little thing that I love to add is an accessory, and I actually usually add 2 accessories, and I'm going to show you what these are. So one thing that Midori offers, and it's the number 7. If you go on Amazon or on their website, they number all of their products so that you can, well, I guess you could order them that way, but I don't find that to be helpful, but that's how they do it. So they go ahead and number them. So number 7 is this little, it's a 12 pocket business card insert is what it is. And it looks like this. So it's got 6 pockets on the inside, and you flip it over and it's got 6 pockets on the outside. This is one of my favorite accessories that I have, and what I've done with it is I take it from this to that. So one of the fun things about this is it allows you to kind of travel with some of your necessities. For me, a necessity would be like a little sticky note pad. I have the labels, and then these are the tabs that I use here in my book. If you can see that. I love these so much. I love the colors, and I just love how handy they are because you can move them. So if you decide that you need more room in that little tabbed section you made, you can just peel it off and move it back a few pages, which is super fun. Love these. So they have their own pocket because they've definitely earned their place. These little guys are from the Yellow Paper House. They're actually a digital file, and all I did was I put text. I opened it up in Microsoft Publisher, and I went ahead and added text to these so that I could use them in my inserts to make a kind of header with them, and I'll show you those in a minute, but that's where they go. And then I'm sure many of you remember these guys. Have seen them on Instagram lots of times. Carl and Ellie from Up. These are the little bookmarks from the Crafted Van on Etsy. Adorable bookmarks. They really are. They're so cute. But I bought these because we had an Up wedding theme, and I got them and took them with me to my wedding, which I had them in the Midori the whole time. But I love looking at them. They remind me of, you know, my happy day. And plus, look how cute. So, other side is another sticky pad. These are just little quotes that I took off of Pinterest, and I just I printed them on sticker paper just so I could add them into my planner if I wanted. The unicorn page flags, I have them trapped for all time in here. Probably will never use them, but I just have them. And then I have a little label I use for shipping every now and then. And then I have these stickers, and these make me laugh because, no joke, I have probably owned these stickers for almost 20 years. I know. I'm admitting this to you, but the colors are so cute, and now it's just like a sense of pride that I've had them for as long as I have. So I'm not sure that I'll ever even use them. I don't know. Now I just like having them. I feel like they've earned their place, you know, in my sticker collection. So one day there might come a moment where I actually feel I need to put a little dog or a rabbit on my layout. It could happen. These are to-do nuts. These were made by Pretty X Planner on Instagram. They're like a little label that you make a little checklist with, and you color in the little frosting, the little donut icing when you're done. I just thought they were so cute. So anyway, I have those in here for all of my list needs. So one of the things I don't like about things that are transparent is that you can see through to the other side, and that makes it really messy looking to me. So I went ahead and I cut rectangles of scrapbook paper, and I put them back to back in these pockets, and that way the item that sits on top of them, you can't see through to the other side, and it looks, I don't know, I just like the way it looks much better. It's much nicer. So this is one of the accessories I always carry in my Midori, because even if it's the only thing I have, that and a pen, I like have everything that I would need, because I'm the sticky note queen, and I have enough here to make something cute if I felt the need. So I have that. So that's one item. And then I have another accessory that I love. This one was actually made for me, but I actually have another one. This is a I guess you'd call them a craft folder, technically. This one's not made of craft. This one is. This is actually a Midori Kraft folder. And I believe I bought this from Happy Scrappy from her store. It was really reasonably priced. And basically it's just a little folder that you could put note paper in. Sweet Little Pen Pals on Instagram, she made this for me. We did a swap, and I love this so much. I obviously love this. I added that gold glitter stamp. So this is a map of California that she turned into a folder, and she put slits here so I have little pockets for journal cards, and it came with little paper clips, and I adore this. I stuck some stickers in here. These are from the Yellow Paper House. These are digital stickers that I downloaded on sticker paper, and I have those. So this is another accessory. This one I just added the scrapbook paper to the outside because, well, look how it came. You know, they're very, everything in the Midori world is very plain. It begs to be decorated. So I accommodated it. It is decorated. So this guy and this guy are like Wonder Twins. So what I kind of swap them around depending. Sometimes I'll put this in the middle like that, or sometimes I'll wrap it around it like this. And that's what I'm going to do this time, is I'm going to wrap it around the craft folder. So basically I'm going to slide it under the other strappy thing. See? Is that cute? And now they're all going to snuggle in here together. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now I realize that my little tabs are kind of sticking out. I don't actually use this insert any longer because I ended up, what did I end up doing? I ended up upgrading, that's what happened. I ended up upgrading to an even wider Midori, and that's where these actually live. So I loved my tabbed inserts, I really do. But I love carrying lots of books around, so what I ended up doing was upgrading to an even wider Midori than the Some with Room. So in this guy, the inserts I usually carry are the Yellow Paper House, and they're not tabbed anymore because I don't care for them sticking out. So let me show you some inserts here. So Midori brand has these type of, oops, that one came out. This type of insert, and it's just plain paper. A lot of people like this for art journaling or journaling alone. You could glue things into it and scrap with it. One of the most creative ways I've ever seen anyone use these inserts is on Instagram, she's Live, Life, and Create, and on YouTube, she is Florence Antonette. And it is so cool the way that she uses these with all of her scrapbook products. So I highly recommend that you take a look at that to see how creative you can be with these. Midori also makes their own calendar inserts. So as an example, this one would be I think this one is a week on 2 pages. And then you can see it goes, it has like a timed 8 o'clock to, oh, it's military time. Well, that's helpful for those of us who don't know military time. But anyway, I bought extras of these. I didn't, because I figured at some point I was going to have a giveaway, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to get an assortment of Midori products, and that way somebody would be able to try stuff out. There's another one. Oh, and this is like a month, a whole month. So they're very simple, and you could just write in your dates on there. So, which is nice. I kind of like calendars that they're undated, because that gives you the opportunity to use them when you want to. And this is the plain one. I found that I wasn't a fan of these plain guys. I started using them at first, but I didn't like the way my writing looked in them. It always looked so sloppy. I would write at an angle a lot of the time, so I kind of retired these for other reasons, like other uses, I should say. And then I discovered Yellow Paper House, and it was the best discovery on Etsy ever. After buying a Midori with these. So Yellow Paper House has an amazing assortment of colored paper. You can get all kinds of patterns. They have big grid, dot, little dot, plain, lined. It's wonderful. And they have like a zillion colors to choose from. And that is a real number, zillion. So this one I believe is like neon pink. And I just loved it. It's so bright and happy. They also have a new insert that they just came out with a couple months ago, within the last couple months, and it's a calendar insert. So you could kind of put your appointments on this side, your to-dos over here, and notes over here. It's dated, but it's not, you know, it's not month specific, so you could go ahead and start it at the beginning of any month you wanted to, and I really, really, really like it. I liked it so much I got it in 2 sizes. Here's another example. I have probably purchased inserts from her, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 times. I'll order them before I've even gotten my first order. I just love them so much. So these are, this is a tiny grid, and it's like a rainbow. Is that beautiful or what? And this is one of my favorite. They are just made for like the bright color Midoris. They look awesome. I love the way it looks in the Foxy Dori too. It just is so pretty and fun. So it makes me want to write in them, because I mean, this, you know what I just realized is this is a really good example of her paper options. The quality of the paper, it's really nice and thick, so it doesn't bleed through, and the corners are rounded, and I love that detail. It just makes it feel so nice. So I would highly recommend checking out their store if you were planning on getting and using a Dori, or if you already own one and have never purchased an insert from Yellow Paper House. I would treat yourself, because they're awesome. I have lots of them. So okay, so those are the inserts. And what I usually do with these guys, because obviously they're so plain, is I decorate. So I end up taking those and I turn them into these. These are 3 of my books, and I love the color, the pattern and the colors. I'm surprised I kind of gravitated toward this green. It's not really my favorite, but now I'm glad I did, because inside the story, it looks amazing. So this is actually a Midori insert, and this one I really liked. It has the grid inside. You can write your title, and you can check off like what week it is. This is something I could see using for like a journal or a diary or something like that. So I probably am going to use it for taking notes on the books that I'm reading. That was really what my intention was for like this whole Foxy Dori. The other thing that I love doing, this one is a whole insert dedicated to my Instagram photo challenges, which if you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm kind of a nut about the photo challenges. I really love doing them. They are so fun to me. So that's why I have the little camera here and the little hashtag. These are from the Amy Tangerine. There was a little collection. I cannot think of what the name of them are, but I will put a link down below if I remember that one. And if you notice these little glittery glasses, this was actually from this same sheet of paper. I went ahead and covered this, and then I took the little edges and I cut the glasses out and I put one on each so that it made the whole collection unified. They all look like they belong together. I like that little touch. I went ahead and I always try to use washi on either the spine of my books or the edges. It's like my little signature thing to do. I really like it. This one is a little grid, and it's the green paper and it matches. But I'm sorry, that was a total squirrel there. This is the tiny dot insert, and this is what I've done with it. So every month I'm going to go ahead and do my photo challenge forms that I have for free on my my shop. I go ahead and I add the graphic, whatever photo challenge I'm going to participate in. I insert it and then go ahead and start planning and filling it out. So every day I'm reaching for this insert, which is fun because now look how bright and happy it is. If you want to see how sad these were, when I had them, when I was doing them before, I was putting them in here inside on the plain thing, and you know, it just didn't do them justice. It just wasn't the same. I got cut out and I put them in there, and then I started adding my own little form, and then I was kind of like, aha, and I took it to the final level, and now I'm using a much cuter book to put them in, and I really like that. So when I like something, when it's all pretty and it's something I know I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stack these books. So again, I'm taking them down the center. Oh, I buried that one. Okay, so there's that one. That's a pair. Let me go ahead and I'm going to take the strap off of this one. And aha, this was the other book. I'm actually going to decorate this book later, but it belongs with this guy. So I'm going to add him in here. And then they're going to come in here together. Be slipped under the strap and then folded in there. So you can see, and they're all snuggy as a bug in there. And I love that. Okay. And then I can slip my little pin. Now, there are accessories for Midoris that don't have built-in pin loops, and I'm just going to show you really quick what those are. So this is the Midori brand, and this particular one, I know some people love it, some people, it depends on the pen, I think, that makes a difference. So I have two pens here, and I would say these are probably some of my like go-to writing pens, use them all the time. So this is the American Crafts Precision pen, and it's pretty thick. It's definitely a thicker pen, and this one actually does squeeze in there. Now a pen that has much more of a grip on it, like one of these, this little grip part, that is probably not gonna fit in there. Yeah, it doesn't want to go in. So I don't really see this pen much on Instagram. I don't really know how much it's used. I happen to like it, but I obviously couldn't use it in there. And then here is the Staedtler pen, which, as you know, most of you know, is pretty skinny. So it's going to fit in there with no problem. Because of the lining of the leather, it actually kind of grips it, so it doesn't want to sneak out either. And then this one is from, and I'm going to butcher this name, it's Leuchtturm. We'll just go with that, Leuchtturm. If I say it fast enough, it sounds like I'm saying it right. So they're pin loops, and you're either going to love this or you're going to hate this. They're pin loops. You actually attach them to an insert. So you peel off this adhesive backing and you put it in. I have seen people attach these to the leather. I don't know how well that works. I don't know how secure it will be. I have not pulled the trigger on actually attaching this to anything. And if I did, I would probably attach it to one of probably my craft folder, like right here, or the business. Actually, you know what? That's probably what I would do, is attach it to the business card insert, because at least there it's attached to plastic and it's not attached to something that would be tragic, you know, if I stopped using it. Whereas a book, if you fill up the book, you get rid of it, right? And then you'd lose your little pin loop. So yes, that is my recommendation. I would attach it to the plastic of a business card holder, or if you have a craft folder, something that you're going to be more likely to carry with you is probably what I would use. So their pin loop is actually a stretchy bit of elastic, and it looks pretty snug. So the Staedtler pen goes in, but it's pretty snuggy. So it'll be interesting to see if I can even get this one in here. But it's elastic, so it's got to stretch, right? Okay, it goes in, but it's really snug. So I'm telling you now that that would be no fun if you were trying to wiggle this one in and out of the pin loop. If you actually had it attached in here, that's not something you could like dash a note and stick it in real quick. So on this one, and this is what it looks like, I'm gonna say this is good for your skinny pins. If you're a skinny pin girl, this is the one for you. And they do come in a lot of colors, so that's kind of a bummer that it's so, I don't know. It's possible, I suppose, if you kept pulling at it, you could probably get it to stretch out a little, but it's gonna take some working. It's pretty tough. So those are the pin loops that I have that are the detachable kind. If there's any other brands out there, I don't own any. These are the only two that I tried. So at least you have some kind of guide, some kind of place to start of what would actually work with those. So moving on, so we've talked about some of the accessories and building the Midori and how you work with it. One other accessory that I wanted to show you real quick before we move on to the last one is, this is another accessory, and it's the zip pocket. The one user who I see with this a lot, or have seen her with it a lot, is Erin Joy. And maybe she uses some kind of pocket and I just assume it's this, but I feel like it's this one. This is actually a really cool accessory, and I got it because I saw it on someone's YouTube. So I really like it. You have two outer pockets, and then you have this really nice sturdy little zip pocket. And I have stickers in here and some reinforcements, but it gives you, I think, a lot of room. And the nice thing about these type of accessories, because of the way they're designed, they can actually wrap around things. And I'll give you an example what I mean. You could actually slip this guy under all of these books and get him to wrap around them. So what ends up happening is you end up with a pocket on this side and you have a pocket on this side. That's one way to go. Another way that you could do it is you could just take one book and wrap it around. Oop. You gotta be careful with all the elastics that you're strapping in there. So you could put it in here and it's surrounding one of the books. So that's another way. On a personal note, I tend to really like it being flat to itself, so I would pick at least one book or just put it dead center. And the reason is because when you start wrapping it around, it's harder to get your hand into this. Where is it? It's harder to get your hand in here. You're kind of wedged against, you know, everything. So if that doesn't bother you, you put it wherever you want. I just like it around the easiest book to access the pocket. So that's another accessory. And then I would be remiss if I did not mention to you that one of the very first things that Mr. Crafty designed for me was the Midori labels. And I love these. I thought this was so brilliant that he figured out a way to make a page of Midori labels, and you basically would attach them. That it has this like peel off strip. so that you are attaching it with adhesive, which I think is cool. So that is one of the Midori accessories that I find really handy. And I have another business card holder. When I found them on Amazon, I just thought they were so cool. I bought multiple because I have a lot of Midoris, and this to me is one of the must-haves. There's an Instagram account that I actually got this idea from in the first place, and it's Ms. Jenny Yang. She has, she keeps like little stencils in it and all kinds of stickers, and I just thought that was brilliant. So I added my own little touches to it. So if you were going to get any accessory, I would say the business card holder would probably be one that you would really appreciate having, and the craft folder for sure. So moving on, I want to show you this final line of Midoris, and these are what's considered the extra wide. So what's brilliant about the extra wide is they're actually quite versatile. So this is from the Chic Sparrow, and this one has another one of those built-in pin loops. This is the one I sent back to her and asked if she could add it for me because I was remiss in ordering it the first time. So what's neat about these is you can put regular size inserts inside of them, and because they're so wide, you can put lots of regular size inserts inside of them, which is awesome. So, and the other thing is because they're much wider, you can go ahead, if you wanted to, let me find what I did with it here, this is where I end up using an insert that has tabs. And you notice how on this one I have 4 books and there's still this strap, so I'm going to go ahead and put a 5th book on here. I know it's crazy. 5 books. It's nuts. But look! See that? The tabs are almost completely disappeared. Isn't that cool? I probably shouldn't have showed you the tabs in the last one I just did, because that really is not accurate. This is pretty much the way I used it, and I sort of forgot that detail because I stopped using these tabs. But I know a lot of people do put tabs in there, so I just want you to erase that from your mind that I ever showed it to you in the other Midori, because this is the one that works the best for it. So this is the extra wide, and what is really cool is that it is very versatile. So you can put those little skinny regular size in there. You'd have all this room for tabs. Even if this didn't have a built-in pin loop, you could put like several pins in it and put that strap on. So actually, I'd probably strap it around there. I would probably put a pin loop. Pin loops are so much more secure, and I know that, I know not everyone is a pin loop girl, but if there's an opportunity to have one, I'm telling you, they are super handy. There's something on there. Okay, so even with 5 books in there, this one can still accommodate extra accessories. So this to me is like a workhorse. This is like hardcore Midori girl using this one. I mean, that's a thick book. That's a lot of stuff. Now, what makes a Midori awesome, in my opinion, for planning, and you don't have to use it as a planner. I mean, technically it isn't a planner. It doesn't come with planner inserts and dividers and all that. It's just a blank, canvas, and you can do whatever you want with it. But what's fabulous about it is it does make a great planner, and the reason why is when you have these inserts, and let me grab one. Look at that. You are free to write directly across the page. There's no rings touching you. You can pull it out, like in 2 seconds, you can pull the entire thing out if you wanted to. You could decorate, take it out, decorate it, do whatever you wanted to do, completely free from the rest of the, the Midori, and then slip it in, and there's your planner. So, I miss it. I'm sitting here playing with it, and I miss using it as a planner. But I made a commitment to try the Kate planner, so I'm gonna stick with it. But I have to tell you, I do miss planning in here. It really was. It really was just really enjoyable. It's a tool that's it really was kind of created for writers and artists. It's such a simple I don't know. It's really like a little work of art. The craftsmanship that goes into them, all of it, it's just this really wonderful experience, and maybe that's why writers and artists appreciate it so much, because it's like kind of handcrafted. It comes from, you know, workmanship, somebody's skill and talent, and maybe that's why it speaks to writers and artists so much. But I think it speaks to planner girls too, myself. So I know there's a lot of comments about sizes, and that's why I'm kind of showing you the gamut, but there is a particular book out there that a lot of people are questioning. Does it fit inside the Midori? And this is the extra wide version. This is a Foxy Dori, and this is I think it's like Moss Mystique, I think is its name. So this is a May Designs agenda, and I know this is a really popular notebook. I had to have one as soon as I saw that they were 40% off, and I think they are still 40% off. So as you can see, this is really handy. It's got the whole month, and then of course I added the dot option. That's all it is in the back. So what my intention was is I was going to kind of turn this one into something that was more like a prayer journal, a faith journal. And so as you can see, this fits in here just fine, and it has like lots of room too on the side. It won't fit in the regular, and it won't fit in the regular with room, but it'll fit just great in here. Another notebook that I got on Etsy, and I'm so happy that I did. There's this the Humbled Hearts Daybook, a 4-month record of thoughts and prayers to God. I thought it would be a great little buddy for this one, which was going to be kind of like a gratitude journal is really what I intended this one to be. So this is going to go with it, and this is really beautiful. I saw this on Instagram, of course, and I immediately went and checked it out, and it has all of these pages for prayer requests. So, you know, there's times where I notice people post prayer requests on Instagram, and that always touches my heart. So it would be great to have a place to record them, you know, in a very purposeful way, so you could come back to it. And there's places to kind of record your thoughts on other topics, and it has, you know, scripture throughout. So I just thought it was really lovely, and I thought that it would make a really good addition to this one. So, and as you can see, it fits in there great. So the two of them together, I'm going to go ahead and for right now, because I really don't have any other plans for this particular one, they're just going to be side-by-side friends for right now. And so there's that one. And then I have my last one is, I believe this is also a Foxy Dori, and this is, I think, is called Dragon Fruit. And it is a luscious magenta pink. I didn't know leather could be this color. It is absolutely beautiful. The colors of all of these Dories are really vibrant. It's really impressive. So on this one, I just wanted to show you that Yellow Paper House actually has another size insert, and I believe that they call these, and I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sure, it's the Cahier size. It's spelled C-A-H-I-E-R. So it's a common size in the world of Midori, and it's actually a Moleskine size is actually where it came from when I just realized that. So the Yellow Paper House has these sizes as well, and I went ahead and I'm just pulling this off, it's just easier. They have the really pretty, the rainbow, which I thought looked really great with the pink, and then they also had the larger size insert for doing your planner. So this is another opportunity to use this as like a fitness journal if you wanted to use it for school, if you wanted to use it for like doing a project. You could treat this whole Midori like a project book. So one part of it could be your calendar, you know, for assigning yourself tasks for that project, and then you could have it back here. I would probably put pictures in here off the internet. Like say I was working on, I don't know, like remodeling my kitchen. Knowing me, I'd probably print out a bunch of pictures that I got off of Pinterest, and then I'd cut them out and paste them in here. And that way when I was running around looking at paint swatches and stuff, I would have this to refer back to. That's just one example of a way that you could use it. So, and of course I would decorate every one of these books because this just won't do. And let's see, I think I've run out of straps, so I guess these guys are just going in here side by side. One of my favorite inserts that I've ever made, and I'm probably going to take it and adapt it to this bigger size because I love it so much. I made this one insert, and this is when I was carrying around Midori every day. But I was using this as kind of like this place to record all of like my creative resources, websites that I loved, Instagram accounts I loved, projects that I wanted to do. And I went ahead and added these little headers, and that's where I was showing you earlier with the little labels. So I was putting like a header label on the top of each page so it looked more formal. At Christmas time, I decided that I was going to make a lot of my gifts, and I went onto my Pinterest board and went through, oh gosh, hundreds of pictures that I've collected that I completely forgot that I had. And there were some really cool ideas in there. So what I did is I went ahead and I printed out all the little pictures. I cut them out and I went ahead and pasted them in here. I added a little number to each picture, and then I went ahead and I wrote out what they were. And this way, when I was running off to Hobby Lobby or I had a coupon one day, I would have this really quick, easy reference to be like, wow, okay, so this item's on sale. Is any of this, could any of these projects use that item? Yes, they could. So that's how I intended it. It was just like a really easy reference to visually look at. These are some of the things that I would want to make this year. So I want to take this and I want to put it in this. I actually was thinking I was going to turn this actually into a project planner, and now that I've said it out loud, I'm committed, but I think that that would be a really great use for it. So for me, because I have, obviously I have a Dori problem, and I have quite a few of them now, I'm going to start doing that, is assigning a whole Dori to a specific use. So I have the faith one, I might have a project one, I might use one for like my fitness stuff, but I love visuals, so I tend to use my Pinterest boards and then put them in books like this so that I can look at them when I'm away from the computer. That's probably one of my most favorite ways to use these inserts. So, okay, well, I hope that has been really educational. I have a mess here on my table. Guys, I love the Midori, I really do, and I was really excited to see how many girls are so interested in it and think it's so awesome, and it really is. It's really fun. It's hard to get, I get that. I was confused, so I really hope that this was helpful and that you you can understand now that it's really just a series of little books and and some bands and a piece of leather is all it is. And it's just, there's so many awesome resources on YouTube and Instagram to kind of show you all the ways that people use them. I'm going to link below the YouTube channels that I used as a resource to inspire me. Some girls are they treat it like an analytical tool. They do a lot of like really hardcore planning in it. Some of them use it very creatively. They do writing, and some of them use it as their everyday planner. So you just there's so many ways to do it, and you just need to pick what's right for you. But again, I'm glad that you chose to spend some time with me. And in the next few days, I plan to do a couple more videos, one of which is I'm actually going to decorate on camera some of these inserts because they desperately need a makeover. But that's going to be exciting because I love decorating inserts. So I'm going to make a video to show how I do that, and you'll see how simple it is, and hopefully inspire you to want to do some and post them. So Hope you guys all had a great time, and I will see you soon. Bye.